Alright, so we're going to take a look at some of the best dating apps for men here in 2020. This is Urban J Reviews. Let's go ahead and dive in here and take a look. Today we're going to talk about the best dating apps here in summer 2020 heading into 2021. It's been a heck of a year, right? But I'm going to talk about the best apps currently. You know, things have changed. Everything from AOL chat rooms back in the day to Yahoo to Plenty of Fish, and there's been Tinder had its heyday, and where are we now, right, in 2020? And as a single guy, I like my freedom, so I like to remain single. Some of the ladies don't understand that, but I try to say I like my freedom. I like to travel and come and go as I please. I love my ladies. I can't do without them, but I like my freedom. So I wanted to show you guys what my opinion of the best apps are, because a lot of people say, where do you meet girls? Like, here I live in Phoenix, Arizona, but I travel a lot. People are like, how are the girls here? How are the girls there? Some places, some of these apps will work. Some of these places, the apps will have like zero usage. So let's go ahead and dive in here and talk about this. So just some honorable mentions about some new up and coming apps that you may want to consider. An app like this is Happen. This is like on the fringe of like up and coming, but it's something to keep an eye on, especially as things kind of develop. There's also Coffee and Bagel, which is another app, but these are not a part of my main core best dating apps. So coming in at number 5 is the old popular one, Tinder. Tinder it had its heyday. We know why people used to use Tinder, right? It was what you call kind of quick fix. You could meet someone at 10 o'clock p.m. and then by the next time 1 o'clock in the morning comes around, you guys are hanging out, and who knows where that was going to go, right? All right, so Tinder, though, it's sliding. It's falling off. It's no longer what it once was. This one's probably even worse than Tinder in the sense that it used to have its heyday, but you could say these two, Tinder and Plenty of Fish, are just kind of on the way out. You could make a case either way, but I don't know. I just they still have a little bit on there, but this one in particular has a lot of bots, and I think Tinder has a lot of bots. So these I'm just getting out of the way because these are still kind of like the premier. You'll see them on the App Store, but I actually avoid Plenty of Fish. I still have a Tinder account, but I barely use it, maybe once every month or something like that. OkCupid is kind of like just one step above where Plenty of Fish is and Tinder, but it's still kind of like, I don't even really mess with OkCupid. It's like, it works sometimes like in California, OkCupid's popular, but then you'll go to like the East Coast or somewhere else and you'll be like, hey, are these real users? It's kind of like Zeus, right? But then when it comes to like the top 3 apps, that's where I'm going to really dial in, and I'm going to talk about my experience traveling abroad with these. So Bumble, this one right here, is pretty good. It works good in like foreign countries like Asia. Across Asia it'll work. It'll work in like the Middle East. It'll work in Europe, South America. It's got kind of a user base because I've been to all of those in the last 3 years, so I know that. It's going to actually be more of a multi-diverse one, kind of like Tinder, but a little bit better than Tinder. So this is like better than Tinder. That's what Bumble is. So if you haven't already tried Bumble, I recommend it. It's got basically the same kind of performance metrics and algorithm as Tinder, but the women on there are just a little bit easier going. They're a little bit friendlier, a little bit more willing to meet up, and you're just going to meet more girls, in my opinion, especially if you're like me and you agree with me. You're going to see that you'll have more success on Bumble than you would on Tinder. The new one that's kind of come up that I haven't really heard anyone ever talking about, even though they should be, is this Facebook dating. Facebook dating, one of the good things about Facebook dating is pretty much going to work anywhere around the world, because all over the world people have a Facebook dating app. Now, when I first got on Facebook dating, I was kind of like slow to get used to it, and I was kind of not really digging it too much. But then as time went by and I started to see that, well, hey, every country I go to is going to have Facebook dating. So I started using it, and I started noticing that girls on there are pretty easygoing. They're not like jaded like they are on Tinder. They're more open-minded, and you'll definitely meet a lot more girls and make more friends. Just if you just want to make friends with girls on dating apps. If you're in Singapore, or if you're in Hong Kong and you want to meet a girl, Facebook dating is pretty good. Now for the number one, especially for guys here in America, it's this Hinge. Hinge is, in my opinion, worth it to upgrade and pay for the better version of the app. And it's probably the one that I would say is number one for me. And so this one, the only thing is, it's not as popular in like South America. It's not as popular in Asia. It's not as popular around the world. Plus, you have to change your geo settings. So you could be in Asia and you're like, hey, why am I not getting any matches from where I'm at? Because you have to go in there and you have to actually update your geos. And you have to do that with a lot of these apps, like let them know where you're at. So if you're trying to meet someone in Singapore, you need to let the app know you're in Singapore. You need to move the mouse and tell them that you're there. Okay. Anyway, and then I just wanted to talk about some things to keep in mind if you're really trying to step up your game with getting more engagements and you're just not doing it. If you're posing for pictures in your profile pictures or the pictures that you're putting up, those are like disingenuine, like cheesy, kind of not going to work. So you want other people to take your picture, but don't be like looking at the camera, because if you're looking at the camera, it's like, hey, say smile for the camera. So I've noticed that as I went away from like taking pictures and more or less like having people taking pictures of me in the moment, actually doing things that were cool, like in places around the world, like, I don't know, maybe Egypt or Jerusalem or Rio de Janeiro, like in places, that's where I started to notice that I was getting more likes, more matches, and whatnot. Plus, if you're taking pictures of like selfies, are definitely a no-no. I used to think that the only way to have success was to take off your shirt and do this and that and flex and be big and be buff. I used to think that was it, but I've noticed that you don't even have to do that. What it is smiling. If you can smile, take a picture of you smiling and not looking at the camera, that's the win-win. Obviously, you want to be dressed, fairly decently, right? But that's basically it. And I mean, you can be a white guy just like me, average Joe, and get tons of matches. And women mostly are just going to be drawn to you because of basically saying something funny, saying something like unique. Like, for example, one of the things I say on Hinge is that I like cute feet. And women are always like that. So that's like a talking point. They're like, well, I hope you like my feet. Or I don't know if my feet are going to qualify. Or, oh, well, then you should see my feet because I have great feet. Something like that. It's kind of funny. It's like off the wall. Like, what are you most attracted to? Cute feet. Like, who says that? They usually say cute legs, cute smile, cute butt, whatever, right? But so cute feet is like, something like that can make things interesting. And like, if we're on a date, what's one unique exotic food you're going to order? I'll say something like oysters. I actually like oysters. So the key is being authentic, but being different, not being like, oh, I'll order some sushi. Oysters. I do like oysters. So, some people that's going to resonate with, some people that's going to scare them off. But those are like kind of like the way I approach dating apps in 2020. If you want to get more matches, I recommend those three right there: Bumble, Facebook dating, and Hinge. And I do recommend actually upgrading up to the Hinge. I mean, try Hinge out, see if you like it, and if you like it, you can upgrade to the paid version of Hinge. That's the one that I would recommend. Notice I didn't put Match.com on here. I've tried that. I never really enjoyed it. eHarmony, I was just like, whatever. So those are the three that I like, and Facebook dating, as you know, is free. So is Bumble. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you like these kind of videos and you want to check out some more of my videos on this channel about everyday carry, things like tactical wallets and all sorts of different reviews, check out this channel, Urban J Reviews. See you on the next one.